Okay, we were a little bit behind, but we are here now. And we are ready for round 1 of this Pokeball Smackdown. We're testing a variant of Marco Sun. I love the 6 Pokemon of Marco Sun, but I can't help but feel like just running the exact same 6 Marco did forever is probably not the way to go. So yeah, we're just trying small changes. Only things are Assault Vest, U-Turn, Incin. Stats are a little bit different, has a good bit of attack. Charizard, Life Orb, Protect, only fire moves, Torkoal, Body Press. In front of this team that I've looked at for 2 seconds, Terra Water Grassy Seed is a bit of an issue. Oh god, and AV Incin. Oh wait, this team can be problematic. Yeah, this team can be incredibly problematic. I think I have to just go with this mode. Knock off Snarl. No Flare Blitz. Snarl is annoying. I think it's still Charizard, and I Sleep Powder. Heat Wave is what I'm thinking. Because if he Fake Outs, I'm thinking he's going for a Nasty Plot. So hopefully then he doesn't have a Turn of Sleep. But if he doesn't Fake Out, he does already burn the Turn of Sleep, going for something like the knockoff for the Snarl into potentially the Terra Ghost. So that's also why I feel like I'm not willing to risk that Terra Ghost. And if I can delay Tailwind another turn, that actually is pretty nice. Okay, I think I go for the Overheat, because I think it's going to Terra Water. I don't know how much Weather Ball does to Terra Water, so I think it's probably worth his Overheating. If I knew Calx better, there's a world Weather Ball is safe here, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Weather Ball's not safe because Overheat isn't, but it'll die Life Orb, right? Or is it Metal Coat? I wasn't paying attention. Metal Coat. Can I look at Golden Go? Everybody sees this, right? That's so weird. It's Grassy Seed. Okay, I was not locked in. I talked about it being Grassy Seed already because Grassy Seed can be really annoying. Jumpluff, I think we're gonna switch into Ursa. Yeah, I mean, miss happens, but I'm glad we take down Golden Go. Charizard dies. Oh! That knockoff was brutal. I think I just swing because I kind of have no reason not to now. I don't like. I think it'll be Grassy Glide into Charizard, so there's no point in Terra that. I suppose there's no real reason to have needed to Terra Ghost then as well, but still seemed like it made most sense. It's probably Ursaluna in the back. Oh gosh, how do I want to play this? I think oh, okay, it's Ninetales. I think this is better because I switched Torkoal here and Sleep Powder. Yeah, right? Yeah. Even if it misses, yeah, I mean, what else am I doing? Maybe Blizzard misses? Oh no, free try, fair. Wood Hammer, but Torkoal is gonna, I mean, not eat that, but that Overheat KOs. You don't have anything to do about it. I think Ursa just protects. I think it's Overheat, Pray Don't Miss Protect. Freeze Dry, fair, but can't freeze. Wood Hammer. Yeah, I could have swung, but like I knew they couldn't kill Torkoal. Yeah, and so this is now the spot we're in, which we're fine with. Sod and then Overheat. Okay. Yeah, the Overheat on the Golden Go, almost OHKOing, was real. I wonder if that's a roll. I mean, you know, obviously it looks like Specs would pick that up, but I did get the benefit of being able to switch between Heat Wave and Overheat, and then, you know, could have potentially been Weather Ball. So that's, you know, why I'm trying out Life Orb for Specs. And it could be Charcoal, because I'm not taking the Life Orb and Solar Power chip, but like we saw that Golden Go damage, so that extra Life Orb damage is pretty relevant when it is. Do I run it back or do I do Trick Room? Trick Room's hard in front of the 2 fake out users though, because Golden Go can just do too much before I get tricked about fake out, and then it just gets nasty plot, Terra Waters, yada yada. Yeah, I think it's too annoying to leave Trick Room. Yeah, I guess I run it all the way back. I don't love that, but it's fine. Yeah, not giving that for free is a good call. Yeah, I'm gonna he just fake outs. You know, he's not gonna overthink it. Yeah, so I'll take it. I'm gonna get Grassy healing. Perfect. Okay. I mean, you know, as much as now I'm staring at this can be called perfect. Rage Powder, like, the Golden Go's an issue because Facade is better unless it, you know, Terras. Okay. Oh yes, I have to for fake out. I don't know if Facade KOs. Also, I have to get food out of the air fryer. It's crazy I'm AFK for this turn because this is a lucky turn with the Sleep Powder connecting and that crit with the -1 attack and +1 defense. Okay, he said GG while I was gone. I feel bad about that. What if I Rage Powder Headlong Rush? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm kind of an idiot. I still, even if I was here, I wouldn't have responded to the GG immediately. Because it's like, just play it out. Like, I think it's Torkoal Heat Wave. Yeah, I think it's just Torkoal Heat Wave. Icy Wind. Would a hammer. Yeah, can never do enough. Oh, a Jetpack. Okay, that's what delayed it. Cool. GG. Oh, I didn't even. Yeah. No, the crit matters immensely. Well. Cool. Oh, he's never played into the Sleep Powder jump buff. Interesting. But yeah, I gotta eat in between rounds. I should have eaten before the tournament, but I was not locked in. So yeah, I'll be back round 2. All right, we are locked in for this game. So my first instinct looking at this team is that there's a lot of support mons in that, like Amoonguss, P2, Infin, Mienshao. I typically think of more as supportive Pokemon, especially in this regulation though. I am very aware that no, they all definitely have attack stats that can more than do things. They're far from Ursaluna and Nasty Plot Golden Go, but you know, I know my Incin can chunk if not OHKO certain Pokemon. Same with Porygon, so not to sleep on it. The team looks like it might just be a tiny bit low damage, but I don't know, it's kind of the same as mine actually, now that I'm really looking at it. Anyway, the Wide Guard is issue, Fairwater Gold's an issue. I think we just lead this nice old standard. Terra Electric Amoonguss is interesting. You know what, they probably have enough speed. I kind of figured this out one of my games this weekend. I think it was technically in the cup where, you know, Amoonguss doesn't feel like it should be a problem for a Sun team, but I don't have that many actual spore immunities, and so it can get weird. And so just leading Ursaluna is pretty real. I'm not upset with this because I was in a weird spot with the Amoonguss on the field. Now Ursa is in without fear of Intimidate. So I'm a little unsure whether that was worth for you or not. I think I'll let Jump Bluff go down to see whether or not Golden Go Terras and not hard commit to Ghost yet. Yeah, because it could be this way. Ooh, the Golden Go also protected though. U-turn, so he can get Intimidate now. Now he has the ability to switch into a Moongus. But I'm not gonna Headlong Rush. I'll see if I can't switch Charizard. Like, Amoonguss calling this and like sporing Jumpluff would be really annoying. But otherwise, I think a -1 Earthquake would kill Golden Go. Okay. Oh, Amoonguss either Pollen Puffed Incin or spored Charizard. Okay. And you know what? The Terra Ghost Heat Wave looks pretty good right now. It is Terra Grass Incin now, so now everything he's shown me is very weak to Charizard. Should be a decent spot. This was why we saved that Terra Ghost on Ursaluna earlier. Yeah, Jumpluff is back in so that we can set Tailwind next turn. Yeah, fair fake out. I mean, you'd have to assume I'm Terra Ghosting Charizard. So this is interesting. You don't have the fake out. You do have the knockoff though. I almost think I need to protect to try and call the Golden Go protect. Yep, because I can Weather Ball the Wide Guard, but yep, the issue is that knockoff. So I think I Weather Ball. Do I switch Torkoal or do I just set Sunny Day? I think I switch Torkoal so I can swing on Mienshao next turn. Hopefully with 2 things that can attack and actually break Sash and just finish next turn. Oh, yeah. I was like, why don't I just Rage Powder Weather Ball? But I need to set Sun somehow. Wide Guard. Ooh. I mean, fair, but yeah. GG. I mean, game 1. Yeah. We cannot let up on the brake, or on the gas. It's just let up on the brakes. Yeah, let's let up on the brakes. Let's put our foot on the gas. Obviously went very well. It's funny because that switch in to Incin turn 1 can be pretty devastating, honestly, if that partner is actually exerting any offensive pressure to deal damage to the thing coming in. The fact that Ursaluna basically came in for free and got the Flame Orb, just it was free. It was quite good. So I don't think they'll do that again. However, if they don't lead, you do have Ice Spinner. I think it's still Jumpluff Torkoal. Like I want to like mix things up, but it kind of seemed like these 4 in this order has been the move right now. Now I kind of had short-term memory, and so I'm not very locked in. Where I forgot about this being a potentially awkward spot, so you can just spore the Torkoal. Yeah. So I think I have screwed myself pretty badly by not just leading Ursaluna. Oh, Aiden, what are you doing, man? Why don't I just lead Jumpluff Charizard in front of this team? Because, I mean, the answer is kind of Mienshao, but I think I Terra Water Sunny Day. Yeah, I was seeing if you might Terra do something. Okay. I think he's going to Terra Water, Make It Rain, and Rage Powder. It's only Heat Wave that would be able to hit him. Yeah, so I Protect, Overheat. Oh, into Mienshao. Oh, and Protect. I'm awake. I'm just gonna go for Overheat because I have to kill it. And it can Terra Water right now, and that is the problem. Yep. See what Mienshao did. Torkoal getting Overheat off would be nice. Okay. Okay, this is a playable state for sure. I think I Weather Ball, Terra Ghost, Earthquake. Because if Mienshao isn't killing Charizard, he gets Weather Ball. Well, except for Fake Out. Fake Out Wide Guard is what ruins this play. But there's not a perfect line through anything, and I think the Terra Ghost is still more valuable because I don't want to take the close combat on the Pokemon I have all the health on. And I think I'll just commit to Headlong Rush in that spot because I need to get Mienshao down. Okay, so Weather Ball, Headlong Rush is huge. Oh, you're pretty fast. That's fair. Okay, not taking that extra turn of Solar Power is pretty relevant. Heat Wave connects on a Moongus. Actually, dude, I think I need to Weather Ball a Moongus. It kind of doesn't matter what. Oh no, I need to Overheat. What a tragedy. Wait, what does the Moongus do? Spore? Why are you not just Pollen Puffing? Or your side Pollen Puffing? Okay, I mean that game's over. I'll think about next game though, because I obviously put myself in a really bad spot on lead. Although it's the same thing I did game 1 and I just got bailed out on, and then I didn't adjust at all, which was crazy. And like, I don't know, it might just be jump off Ursa Luna, so I just need to get that protect turn off. I mean, I technically could have waited a little bit extra time to even confirm here, but it's fine. But he hasn't brought Ursa Luna at all. He hasn't brought his Ursa P2. Yeah, because we keep leading in Lungus jump off, so we can't lead the Trick Room setter in front of the just gonna get spored, and we can't Rage Powder away from the spore. So I think we're both just trapped not to use P2 Ursa in this matchup. I'm really trying to think if I can get away with it, because I want to get away with it, but I don't think I can. What I do think I can get away with though is Charizard or Ursa or Insane. No, Ursa. But yeah, I'm trying to bring Instant instead of Torkoal, and then just set Sunny Day. Yeah, I'll just set Sunny Day and protect W's. Sunny Day obviously doesn't do anything like offensively immediately, and I could have swung, but that's like hindsight and hard to call out. This is always pretty safe, because if he does Terra Grass, I just have Charizard, and I think Sleep Powder. Do I commit to Headlong Rush on what could be water? I think I do. I think it's fine. Not water or grass? You have to Terra one of them there. Oh, wait, no you don't, because I didn't set Tailwind. What am I doing? Like, this is so weird that I am trying to make this into a video, because I like genuinely cannot believe I'm just ignoring like board state things. I'm just missing. I don't know. I don't know. I suppose I just feel a little bit out of it. Like, I could not believe I just did that, because now I'm in a much more rough spot. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm gonna knock off is nice. Instant will die, but now he's just gonna Terra Water, so I overheat, and I have to pray for the Sleep Turn. Unless his Flare Blitz has a chance of KOing, but otherwise I have to pray for Sleep Turn. You switched to a Moongus? Almost glad I missed the overheat. Oh, and that didn't quite KO. I'll just knock off. Oh, because if we Terra Electric, he doesn't have Protect. We have to say he just hits here. We don't have Weather Ball after this turn, but that's fine. We have Overheat, and we're not taking Solar Power Chip. I'm embarrassed for my turn 3 though. Yeah, it's just Heat Wave. And I mean, you're out of Sun. Yeah, double Protect. Fair. I actually think I need to change my target. You are not running Tailwind, so maybe your Ursaluna is not outspeeding. Okay, well, I lost. Yeah, you didn't outspeed. GG. Wow. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from them because they played well, but I can, like, I feel out of it. I feel insane. Like, I don't know. Like, I was like too busy like making like a joke about not putting my foot off the gas, and then I just led the same thing, which I knew was horrible, and I got bailed out of on game 1, and then I didn't get bailed out of that time, and then I just like thought I had Tailwind up because I normally set Tailwind up turn 1 on Jump Bluff, but I didn't just like readjust to the board state. Although honestly, maybe a Tailwind is still better than Sunny Day in every position there, because Sunny Day is basically acting like a Tailwind for Jump Bluff there, and is not doing anything else. But with Tailwind, I am able to go for the play I wanted to. I think I am just meant to Tailwind. Why am I Sunny Day? I mean, I'm going for Sunny Day because I didn't bring Torkoal, so I theoretically want to set Sunny Day eventually. But it should not have been turn 1. I cannot. Look at that. I'm not trying to take anything away from their play. I just cannot believe how badly I just fumbled things I like knew. Like, man, that's all good. It's not that frustrating that I lost. It's frustrating that I just played that poorly. That hurts. Alright, so I'm a fucking genius who did not actually record round 3. So instead, we get to see me attempt to live commentate what's happening here. So, as you can see, we both took forever figuring out this lead. His Drifblim is really interesting. So I'll let those go through. I can get rid of the text. This Drifblim is Flare Boost Flame Orb instead of the only Drifblim I'm seeing right now are paired with the Indeedee males that are Unburdened Psychic Seed. So this is a much different version. So it has Trick with Flame Orb. So that is a big problem for my Porygon because the Eviolite is giving it a lot of defenses. I do not want it Flame Orb. However, I have an Ursaluna that is already Flame Orbed, and I have 2 fire types that won't actually get burned by it. So the trick seems pretty manageable, and nobody has Taunt here, so there's no way for stopping me of getting Trick Room up, but I would be trading Eviolite for it most likely. So yeah, instead, I'll just play this turn. Snarl goes off. That's Covert Cloak, so there's no fake outs happening. Trick, so we just trade Flame Orbs, which is exactly what I was hoping for, and then I get the knockoff. So this is a perfect first turn for me. This is exactly what I wanted. I don't care about the Snarl. It was very negligible damage. E-Speed or Flare Blitz would have been much more. And then the Trick that just didn't matter was perfect. From here, I actually don't remember immediately. I knew exactly what happened there. From here, I'm not even gonna try and guess. Like I could probably figure it out, but I'm just gonna let it play. So Flare Blitz happens. Oh, I think I U-turn the Headlong Rush. Or no, I suppose I Facade. It still picks up. So I think I was debating Headlong Rush versus Facade, but obviously Facade still picked up, so I don't have to lower my defenses. So that's perfect. They do still have Tailwind up, and now I lose my Eviolite. But now I also have Ursaluna already burned, so I get a lot of damage off. But I actually don't go for the Trick Room there. I'm thinking they're gonna Imprison, so I was a little taken aback that they went for Hyper Voice. But again, because I had the Ursaluna able to swing, I just have more than enough. Assault Vest Incineroar just tanks the Hyper Voice and Blizzard. Like, it just doesn't do anything. I know Incin avoided it, but it still would have done like 5%. Like, it would not have changed this roll. So now that there's no fake outs there, Ursa comes back in, and I threaten fake out. But if you've been paying attention, they haven't Terra Ghost, so I'm never going to fake out here. I'm always going to knock off and Facade. Blizzard misses, which is wonderful. Or, Headlong Rush. I know Terra Ghost, so I'm not pressing Facade. So we get game 1. Game 2 starts with, I'm trying to adjust from my memory. Yep. So I go Charizard Jump Bluff because like Drifblim Arcanine wouldn't have been able to do anything. Like maybe Flare Blitz, it would have been like Flare Blitz and Thunderbolt, or Shadow Ball, whatever combination. Doubling up would have killed Charizard. But I can go for Heat Wave or Sunny Day Heat Wave, which should kill Drifblim, and then it'll chunk Arcanine, and I don't think that Flare Blitz will KO even after Solar Power and Life Orb. It might after that much chip, but that's the world I'm thinking about. I have neglected to even really think about this Sneasler lead, although in this spot it really isn't too horrible. Jump Bluff can't be fake outed, he knows that. Then he knows I have Terra Ghost, so it's kind of a mind game of if I Terra Ghost and then he does fake out, it's wonderful, but if he doesn't fake out and I Terra Ghost, I've wasted a resource. So in the end, obviously animation already started to go off. I did not Terra Ghost, and I also did not Protect. I elected to just attack with both, or not attack with both, because Jump Bluff doesn't attack. But, set up damage, set up Tailwind, whatever, with Jump Bluff, and then also attack with Charizard. And Dire Claw gets asleep, which is really unfortunate when I'm trying to get Charizard to KO the Drifblim so that I can have Tailwind control. And then instead, I go to sleep. So in this spot, I can try and Heat Wave and to try and get that one turn Protect, or one turn Sleep. But it's most likely going to trigger Unburden, so that is a problem. I don't outspeed it with Jump Bluff either though, so I can't even go for Sleep Powder. I could Rage Powder and I'll live a Dire Claw, but then I'll die to whatever Drifblim uses, and then if Charizard doesn't wake up, I'm just truly cooked at this point. And I have Ursaluna in the back. I have Ursaluna Torkoal in the back here. And because Drifblim can't get hit by ground or normal type moves, Ursaluna is actually completely walled by it. So at this point, not all I'm trying to do, but I am keeping in mind that I need somebody not Ursaluna to deal with Drifblim. So it's really awkward. That sleep is horrible. So Terra Water, and then actually it just goes for Taunt, which again I admittedly didn't even really consider in the midst of trying to figure out how to now change my game plan with the sleep. So gets a free taunt, and then I do switch into the Thunderbolt correctly. So Ursaluna at least gets the burn off that turn, but with Tailwinds matched and then taunted, so I can't even Rage Powder and no Sleep Powder. It's pretty awkward. I switch into Torkoal there, and I believe I go for Terra Ghost. Nope, we just Protect here, which I get. Yeah, in hindsight, Terra Ghost actually would have been great there, but the Sash is doing so much work for the Sneasler because even a Terra Ghost Facade doesn't deal with the problem because Sneasler's just alive at 1 HP. This switch, I'm unsure. I would need to take some time outside of this to think about whether maybe just letting Jump Left go down and Torkoal switching in, so I'm able to use Eruption on one of these turns. Oh, also I can't Terra Ghost, I'm Terra Water Jump Left already. Yeah, so everything is horribly awkward, basically. I died to that close combat on Switch, Thunderbolt, Tailwind, I was slept, Charizard. This game, yeah, it was rough. And while I can kind of blame the sleep, the thing is Drifblim realistically was going to survive. Because I'm pretty sure I pressed Heat Wave, not Overheat, and even the Overheat on it without Sun, not 100% sure. So I think the Drifblim is probably surviving and getting Tailwind up. So the biggest difference would have been I just would have Rage Powdered with Jump Left the next turn and Heat Waved, and I would have needed both Heat Waves to protect on Sneasler. And then the game would have been playable at that point, but I was always going to be in a bad spot having to have given up that damage on Charizard that early. So it was a bad spot. Now, this is not the end of the game. This is the beginning. Game 3. Trey does the same lead, and I have adjusted. So we're back to this Porygon 2 Incineroar. So again, I am worried about this trick. We're back to this trick issue. Sneasler does have Fake Out, also just has Close Combat. You have to Terra Stellar to Close Combat with this -1 attack. But if you're willing to use that resource, I don't think it's that horrible for me, because then you're not able to do that on the Porygon. So I switch in Torkoal there, switch into Ninetales, which makes sense because you're getting rid of my weather. But I'm also pivoting Torkoal here. I'm also trying to use Overheat. So I get Ursaluna out, and I KO Ninetales. So this is pretty big. Now I basically have control of the weather whenever I choose to switch Torkoal in. I can get Sun. Obviously, I've forgotten that the Flame Orb got tricked, which made sense. I remember in-game knowing that I was going to get tricked, and so I wouldn't switch out, but it was still definitely worth to KO the Ninetales. Only reason I did an Eruption here, Eruption in hindsight would have actually been perfect, but if Drifblim Thunderbolts me, or Shadow Balls me, which is going to do even more actually, probably 75%, Eruption's not doing anything, but Drifblim's not OHKOing Torkoal with Shadow Ball. So we Overheat and we just take that, we're in. And if that was on Sneasler, I would have taken that too. Because it would have been U-turn to chip the Sash, which is, yeah, chipping the Sash is huge. Oh, so actually I gotta call that out, because what Drifblim does here is it takes the Eject back, which forces you to switch out when you have a stat lowered. And I switched my Incineroar out, which obviously has Intimidate, which lowers one of your stats. So then Baxcalibur comes in here, and Torkoal already wants to switch out, and Incineroar coming in here is going to force his Drifblim out. However, again, Sash does so much work for the Sneasler here. I would rather, for as annoying as a speed tier can be, because it's just disgustingly fast with, Unburdened Seed, I would rather take one of those, like the Grassy or the Psychic Seed, just because the sash is so annoying to be able to chip the sash and then, deal the full damage. But U-turn's phenomenal. So we force Sneasler in. We don't go for the Sneasler KO because there's no Sneasler KO to be had. Scale shot damage with Intimidate, not that bad. We take a good chunk, but we definitely take that for all of Excalibur's health. Now I am Terra Ghost, so I'm able to fake out Sneasler without Sneasler faking out Incineroar, but still could have faked out Ursaluna. Doesn't go for that. I actually... this is going to be Cope in hindsight, but I actually meant to switch Incineroar out for Torkoal. Not here. Here. Yeah, here I meant to switch Incineroar out for Torkoal and swing on Sneasler with Ursaluna. Because Ursaluna is walled by Drifblim. So I'm just, if Sneasler wants to target Ursaluna, that's fine. Because you're not making as much progress in your endgame because Drifblim already walls it. So if I can kill Sneasler, Incineroar and Porygon 2 can easily deal with Drifblim. But we don't do any of that. I accidentally switch in Ursaluna out, which, yeah, this truly was an accident. I know it's gonna sound like Cope because I'm recording this after, but this was an accident, and I was laughing at myself in game. This one didn't tilt me because this was so egregiously my own fault. But most other stupid mistakes I made did tilt me, admittedly. This one was just my own fault. I was like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Yay. So yeah, letting Incineroar go down is not fun because getting the -1 attack and another fake out would have been much, 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 much better. However, Porygon 2 Torkoal are still doing enough here in terms of damage. Yeah, Overheat. I was surprised that didn't pick up. I did still go for the Trick Room because Close Combat and Down were not KOing. Maybe it did. Okay, maybe I'm throwing. I'm watching this game back in hindsight, and I cannot believe the levels of throwing. Also, why did he trick the Flame Orb? I mean, he gets a Flare boost for the physical defense, but you're so low at that point? Oh no, I suppose he went for that the same turn I overheated. Yeah, I think that the trick did him very dirty because I obviously the overheat. So here he's actually going to talk about this being a roll. I didn't realize how much I had actually thrown the turns prior to this. But this last turn was actually not really like a protect gamble. Because imagine Close Combat goes off into Ursaluna here, then Torkoal overheats. It's still, even though it's -2 special attack Torkoal, it's also -2 special defense Sneasler in Sun, still from Torkoal. So that overheats KOing. So I attack with both here. Facade and overheat KO. The odds were in my favor from that point, but I do think the correct choice is KOing Ursaluna with Close Combat, and then praying overheat misses, and then you can KO with Dire Claw the next turn. But yeah, it was a ridiculous set between game 2 Dire Claw sleep, and then me just switching out Ursaluna instead of Incineroar. I didn't record game 3, which was awesome. So I guess I'll go back through. This is round 4. No haze. Why? Some Pokemon are acting up right now. It was the same with that Golden Goat earlier. Okay, I mean, not that surprising, but glad I checked. Specs, Life Orb, Cloak. So Amoonguss does a lot here, because otherwise I set up Trick Room, for free. You know what? No, because Talon is still Taunt. Shit. I think this is pretty awkward. Is it? I don't think it's that awkward. I suppose it's Torkoal Jumpluff? But if it's Golden Goat Talon, I'm really just trading. It's pretty awkward. Okay. Melodic I feel better about Scald, Icy Wind, Protect Muddy Water, Willa, Tailwind. I almost want to Terra Water just for the Brave Bird possibility, because I think that's why he led Melodic. So Incin is not lowering Talonflame, so I can actually pick up the jump buff, and it can be a T-Char switch. I don't want to call it with like Body Press or whatnot, although I do actually want to overheat Talonflame to break Gale Wings if it goes for the Tailwind, which it should, but the thing is if I don't Terra in it and it does Brave Bird, he actually gets a ton. Yep. Oh, I didn't even think about the fact that he Terra Grass and I overheated into that. So I should be the one to be able to get Tailwind up. So that's huge. And the Terra is down for Tyranitar. So that is huge, huge, huge. So now I just Tailwind. Scald, Icy Wind, Protect, Muddy Water. I mean, I think I Tailwind, Headlong Rush, Tyranitar. Could switch into like a Mungus then. I'm like, or I can Facade Melodic, but Melodic can Protect. Those are the one that theoretically can deal more damage to Ursaluna. Yeah, so I think I Facade the Melodic. Hey Kilo, this is why I normally close my door when I record things. Headlong Rush still would have destroyed you. You're Terra Rock. And now you're only Switch. And now okay. Okay, I can't read though. I can't say anything because I just simply can't read Safety Goggles. What I can claim if asked is that I'm covering a Tyranitar switch. That is not what happened, but that is surely what I can say if ever asked. That was bad. I'm just like, yeah, let's just Sleep Powder the Safety Goggles Pokemon. Aiden! You're not dialed tonight. What are we doing? We're just playing to play is what we're doing apparently. Why are you protecting? Okay, so it was only that one-sided because I actually appropriately dealt with the Brave Bird. Otherwise, the exact opposite can happen where he gets Tailwind up and KOs my Jump Bluff, and then I'm just screwed. Like Amoonguss is kind of what stops the Jump Bluff Torkoal lead. I think if I just do Jump Bluff Charizard, I think I bring Ursa Incin, because if it's this, I want to be able to do this and switch into Incin. And then I have to trap those again, still for Brave Bird, but also for like the Power Gem. He could call it out with a Thunderbolt, which would be pretty annoying. Taunt is fair. Yo, I suppose I didn't think about the fact that he could just go for the Charizard straight up, but I didn't really think about that possibility because I am silly. Okay, I need to reevaluate this whole team actually. I can't believe I got game one misunderstanding. Well, I mean, it's not that big a deal because I got rid of Talonflame so early. But this is not a Talonflame I thought I was dealing with, in that it's faster than my Jump Bluff, and that's not surprising because of its speed, so it makes sense to actually use said speed efficiently in that way. Okay, yeah, I needed to run through any possibility. It makes sense to have speed to use it when you're that fast. The other thing is I've actually seen some Talonflame, and I don't know if it's just the teams I happen to run into where I'm at on ladder, who are going a lot more defensive, HP, defense, Inspidef, whatever, in exchange for the speed, because you're already naturally so fast. So they're giving up things like the Jump Bluff and Ninetales for still speeding most things, and still having priority Tailwind, so it's not that big of a deal. Or not as big of a deal, I should probably say. It's still a big deal. So that is... yeah, why I thought I would not get taunted by that Talonflame. This is a problem. I need to be able to stall, like, exactly one more turn than I'm actually able to stall to get Jump Up on the field. Huh. You know what? What if we just Earthquake and Heat Wave? And what did Tyranitar do? Probably Rock Slide? No, Low Kick. Okay, but it is locked in to make it rain. Okay, but I still need to deal with the fact that Charizard is taunted. Wow. If I had switched Jumpluff into Charizard, it actually would have been fine. I could have switched Ursa for Charizard and then Tailwinded. And I think I actually would have won. I think I would have won from that spot. I mean, I just don't have a damaging move left. Damn, I literally think I would have won from that spot. Okay, let's reevaluate that beginning, because if I'm just gonna let down Flame Taunt Jumpluff, that is not gonna function. The taunt is not on priority, so Torkoal solves that problem. But I almost think I then need to like switch into Torkoal on the turn, because I can't. Hello, I know you have so much food in your bowl, dude. And he just destroyed my train of thought. Torkoal. He hasn't let a Moongus, but then he can switch T-Tart in and taunt. And then Jumpluff is still stuck in the field. That's awkward. I can't do Jumpluff Instant because he keeps leading Melodic. What if I do Porygon 2 Charizard? Which sounds psycho. Just pulling at wires. It loses to a lot of things. What about Porygon 2 Torkoal Ursa Jumpluff? This is a taunt, and I think it would be Power Gem on Torkoal. So, in Terra Blast, do I just take the KO? I think I protect. Switch to Ursa? I like that option. Yeah, still did a good bit of damage. Ooh, Talonflame Alive is, I suppose, the best option. Oh, if I Terra Fighting, I'm weak to Brave Bird, but then I resist Rock, so I think it is fine. Yeah, I suppose I Facade into that spot in case, yeah, he switches, so the Terra Fighting Terra Blast isn't the KO. Facade. Oh, but and then that also KOs Talonflame. That's huge. I mean, I basically just need to get Jumpluff in without Ursa dying, which means just switch Ursa for Torkoal. So I'm also getting rid of T-Char. This doesn't OHKO, by the way. The Terra Fighting +1 special attack Terra Blast does not OHKO Tyranitar even in Sun. So we're just gonna take the Golden Goat KO and then deal with Tyranitar with Ursa. Assume no flinch, no flinch, no flinch. Awesome. It shouldn't matter, but it's just, you know, cherry on top. Yeah, having Jumpluff in the back there to transform this Trick Room mode into Sun mode is always fun. Even though obviously I didn't even end up getting Trick Room up, but I still forced the taunt, so it was very, very worth. Yep. Terra Blast, we'll Sleep Powder, because I'm not just going to switch it for free. Oh, does this OHKO? Oh, you're not running that much Spit F, which is fair. I swear, I've calced that, and that didn't KO, but maybe round 5 is up. Okay. And here they are. Yeah, leading Gallade is the only thing that stops Charizard from just taking KOs. I suppose, and Mousehole just being faster actually, but I'm Terra Ghost Charizard, so I could just rip that. Just Terra Fire Hatterene. They still follow me, Mousehole. Like, Terra Fire Hatterene probably takes a Heat Wave. It's decent Spit F. Yeah, just low HP. I think I can probably just play with Porygon, Incin, probably just Ursa Torkoal, and just try and match Trick Rooms. But like, I think I'm willing to just swing this turn 1 regardless, and like not like match Trick Room, because I can, 1, there's a chance you just aren't going to set Trick Room right there, and then 2, I could have matched it the turn after. I think I need to Terra Ghost Incin and Flare Blitz, Terra Fire Gallade. I probably target this into the Hatterene slot, but then no, I like need to deal with Gallade. Ursa can deal with Hatterene. Nothing else can deal with Gallade. Okay, that is at least good enough chip. Oh, Gallade's at Trick Room. Oh, no, he's just that slow? Use that Trick Room. Okay, Torkoal time. We're actually just gonna go for... Oh, you're min. You're actually 76. Okay. Like, I think I just actually body press because of Wide Guard. I guess that's unfortunate, but Gallade's dead. So it's just Torkoal. Do I switch Ursa in? I think I do. You have a Jetpack. So if I overheat and switch in, I can actually get Ursa back in, or instant back in with the fake out. But I don't actually want to take the... Oh, I'm bad at the game, is what I would say. Wow. Yeah, that was moment number like 20 of not like, did I really just fake out on Psychic Drain? That's awesome. That's so swaggy. It's funny because I think without the fake out, it's actually still the correct play. The fake out was just not. So he didn't set Trick Room turn 1 last game. I almost feel like there's a chance he does this game. I also think I want to go balls to the wall. Yeah, I was basically hoping I didn't lead Gallade, and then they led Gallade, and I was like, okay, awesome. Yeah, Overheat went first, so that's a Trick Room. So I'll at least get the burn off and Ursa in. The Torkoal is obviously still a problem without my Torkoal to match it. So I'll let Charizard go down so that I can get Torkoal in on switch to lower Torkoal's HP, so I'm not in as much danger for Eruption. I still need to Terra Go, so I don't just die to Sacred Sword. And on the off chance Charizard eats that and Gallade doesn't finish it up, Weather Ball is going to chunk Torkoal for a lot. So, yeah, Weather Ball is going to chunk Torkoal for a lot. Okay, go. Let's go, Charizard! That was hype. We're popping off for that. Okay, yeah, I'm like, if Charizard just lives that, you know, that'll do a good bit. Now, is it Body Press on Gallade? Because you're Heat Waving. No. Is it not? Is it not Terrifier Overheat? Is it Terrifier Eruption? Yada 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 yada. I think a Body Press Torkoal, Terra Ghost, Facade. Body Press is just the most consistent damage. Like, Eruption obviously is if Wide Guard isn't there. Oh, and Eruption just clears now. Okay, GG. Yeah, Trick Room is so volatile. I don't think they did much, if anything, wrong. Trick Room is just such a volatile matchup. And, you know, like, if they Trick Room turn 1, things look different. But yeah, so GG's, got the win. Ended 4-1. I obviously was very upset about that one loss, but it wasn't even because of the loss. Like 4-1 in this is fine. Like, obviously I want to win because I'm competitive, but this is mainly for practice. I'm just astounded at like my level of play in that game, and then it didn't improve that much. Like, I played good except for when I just completely blundered, you know, and you can't just be blundering like that. So I don't know, I'll just leave it there. Probably, you know, I played a ton of Pokemon over the weekend, Thursday tournament, and then 2 Sunday tournaments. I think I'll just not touch Pokemon for a couple of days, to be honest, and hopefully come back a lot more rejuvenated for this weekend's tournament. And then things will be good, because I can play this team. I just feel like I'm trying to find this like perfect, slightly modernized version of this Marco Sun team, as well as making sure I have enough experience playing the team into the meta with whatever these changes I make are. I will say though, I was pretty happy with the Life Orb over the Charcoal. I need to run calcs on like Golden Go, I know offhand, like that Terra Water living at like 4%. Like, I want to see if that's a roll, or if it's just worth going for Weather Ball because it's more consistent in that it's 100 accuracy and you're not KOing anyway, so might as well just take the, you know, still 70% chip that's 100% versus like a 95 to 85% chip that's 90%, you know, something like that. So I have work to do, and I like Body Press instead of Helping Hand. there are moments for sure where like Torkoal's slow next to something that isn't slow, namely Charizard. Like being able to do the Torkoal Charizard lead and then helping hand on the Heat Wave is probably the biggest thing you're missing with Body Press over helping hand. But otherwise, when you're playing the Trick Room mode, it tends to be obvious when you Torkoal on the field in Trick Room that they want to switch in Tyranitar, and depends on who's on the field, but it tends to be pretty obvious who wants to switch out for Tyranitar. And so being able to catch that switch with like the 70 or 80% body press is pretty huge, when otherwise you don't do anything to it with Eruption or Overheat. And yes, you have Ursaluna for that, but I was just finding like Tyranitar and the rest of the team, Tyranitar tends to be on, but we're just such a problem. So far, I've been happy with body press, and it's good into Incineroar. Just a nice 100 accuracy, consistent damage. Like if you're low health with Eruption, don't want to risk Overheat. I found body press feel pretty nice. And then changing Citrus Berry for Assault Vest and then U-turn over Parting Shot, I think has felt really good so far. Probably my most, like, I don't know, I like could test out Safety Goggles because that is also really good, but this has actually felt really, really good in that like U-turn for breaking sashes and then still being able to pivot in front of Melodic, Annihilate, Golden Go, because Parting Shot will fail. Things like that are pretty nice. I suppose, and looking at the Hatterene, you do lose the ability to force a Hatterene to switch out with Magic Bounce, which is unfortunate, but that's such a niche whatever mechanic that I think the Assault Vest felt really good, because the Citrus Berry just wasn't vibing with me that much. And I mean, Parting Shot is never bad, but I think I U-turn has felt better. So the extra special bulk and then U-turn has felt pretty good. So I do like the changes I made to the team. I think, again, if I just played better, I very well could have 5-0'd and won this tournament, but I think I might be second. Oh, I will be second, because I'll be the only other, or no, there'll be one other 4-1. So I'll have final standings, but I'm either second or third, which is not bad considering I feel like I made so many blunders. Like, I'm not going to say I played horribly, because I think other than my very bad blunders, the gameplay was solid, but I have to iron out those just complete blunders of things I know better, because it just can't happen. But I've been rambling for a while, see if anybody watches this part. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Yeah, bye-bye.